the paladin, right?
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, he's a paladin.
Hello, everybody. How's it
Bouncy,
going? Hello,
welcome. How's it
chat.
going, bud?
Hello, my players. How is
Woo.
everybody doing today?
Doing good, doing good.
Doing good. That's good. I heard paladin. I'm immediately interested.
No.
I was making a joke.
Okay.
Joke.
Don't joke about paladin. All right. So we are live. I had plenty of time
Wow.
to show the little promo that Warlock has created. I hope people enjoy that, as well as the PNGs that will be appearing on the screen momentarily, I'm assuming, because they are enabled. I'm just not seeing them just yet. Won't worry about that in a little bit. Oh, there they go. They're loading up. Nice. Finally, something works. So, would anybody like to give a recap of the events so far?
Nose goes.
Are you talking about a recap of just last session or overall?
We can do just last session for now.
Okay, wonderful, because that's really all I remember. Alright. So last session, our group of odd adventurers found themselves in the town of Pars Crossing after completing some work for the coachman under Radovan. We woke up the next day after spending the night in a pretty ramshackle inn and set about buying some stuff and looking for some work. Eventually, we came across a bounty board where we ran into none other than Radovan again, who told us that he had some more work for us. He led us into a temple that he had been using as a base of operations, and basically told us that we were going to go set out to a nearby town and take care of some creatures that were turning the residents into stone. He gave us some goggles so that we wouldn't turn to stone. We traveled over there. We killed some cockatrices and another statue that tried to kill us. And as we left off, we were just beginning to make our way back to town, if I'm not mistaken, where Radovan told us that we could join the coachman and go through all of the wonderful things that happens as a part of the initiation process.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That pretty much sums it up. That's one inspiration for Grim to use during this session. Another small note. Radovan mentioned at some point that you all will be leaving for Octus Ray, where there is more work to be done. And with this, I would also like to make a few clarifications that I may have not made as clear previously due to probably lack of prep work and also the short circuits in my brain that keep on happening. Radovan's appearance, one thing that I think may not have come across clear is he's in his 40s. He is not old.
Oh, okay.
All
He
right.
has gray hairs, but more so, they are all black.
With salt and
A little bit of salt in his pepper. That is
yeah.
a clarification. A second clarification. Radovan did not look happy when he said you all were going to Octus Ray.
Ah.
And from there,
Oh.
we will go ahead and get with the session. You all will resume at evening time beneath the church inside of Radovan's hideout. Radovan will be working at his table. You all are free to do what you will. You can make your storage room a bit more livable if you wish. It seems to you that Radovan is not going to be setting out any time this evening.
Question. Are there any
Yes.
bugs or insects inside of this little room?
Are there any bugs or insects inside of a ruined church in the center of town? I wouldn't even give you an investigation check. There is most definitely some insects around.
I would like to set about collecting a few and then just like tossing them to Platt, and he'll just like eat them out of the air.
All right.
And that's how I'm going to entertain myself.
Your little gnome compatriot goes out searching for bugs and then throws them at his pet frog. And the pet frog very easily snipes these bugs out of the air with its long tongue.
And
Oh.
each time that Platt gets one of the bugs, you see Toad smile a little bit. His shoulder kind of shaking as he laughs.
Is there like a cooking area or anything? Like a campfire or a little like fireplace or something? Anywhere?
Yes, there's a small one.
All right. Well, Grim's gonna make his way over to the fire, and he's gonna take out one of the cockatrice fillets that he carved out, and he's gonna try and cook it.
Okay, I'm gonna have you do a survival check for that. What was quiz you're gonna do?
She's gonna be reading the Borgo 101 Ways to Cook Seafood.
Fantastic. All right,
6.
a 6.
Yes.
Grim sets out to cook these monster fillets, and
Just one.
just the one.
Just the one.
And confused of how you prepare monster meat in such a way, you wind up burning it terribly.
Okay.
And it really just kind of smells up the place. Just smells like burnt
Oh.
chicken, but with like a twinge of like acid.
Ugh.
Grim's gonna like pull it out of the fire, look at it, because he's gonna nod, like, this looks good.
Fantastic.
And he's gonna kind of reach up underneath his mask and take a bite of it.
How does it taste?
Yeah, I'm curious. It tastes like burnt chicken.
It tastes like a mixture of burnt chicken and copper.
Ooh,
Ugh. Gross.
I'm diddlyumptious.
this is some quality food right here.
I think I'm good.
Guys want some?
Think. No. Please, no.
If offered,
Please.
Toadstool will take like a tiny strip, just try a little bit, just like gnaw on a little bit of it, and he doesn't quite pull a face, but he does immediately toss the rest of it to Platt, and then as Platt eats it, he just kind of poofs out of existence.
Grim's gonna just
You've
shrug.
dealt the hit points needed to kill my familiar, as far as I'm concerned.
Grim's just gonna shrug and eat the rest of it.
Toadstool immediately like wigs out and starts preparing the ritual to bring Platt back.
No.
Oh dear. Alright. Are there any actions you all would like to take before you all sleep for the night?
Once I've restored my familiar, I would like to speak to Radovan at some point, but Jupiter, if you had something you wanted to do, go ahead.
Actually, I was just gonna ask, do we know when we're leaving tomorrow? Like, are we leaving first thing in the morning, or do we have like time tomorrow to?
You don't even know if you are leaving tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Works for me.
Alright. Does Toadstool want to step up to Radovan as he is working on something at his workbench?
Very slowly, very quietly, not breaking eye contact at all. Toadstool is just going to like creep up towards Radovan and like try and get his attention quietly.
It'll take a bit. He seems to be focused on his work, but eventually he will look over. Says, yes, little man, what do you need?
Crystals. Toadstool needs crystals. Expensive.
You want a pistol?
Crystal. Shiny rock.
Crystals. You want crystals. For what do you need these
And
little
Toadstool-
crystals?
Toadstool is going to pull out his wand, and he's immediately going to root through his bag and just plop out 50 gold pieces.
Oh. Well, I'll be right back. He'll take the 50 gold pieces and he'll go into the room that's adjacent from your room. There is the main central room where you believe Radovan spent most of his time. There's a storage room to the left that you all slept in the one time. And then there is the right room that nobody has seen. He will step in to that room you have not seen, and you will hear a lot of crashing, a lot of banging, a lot of cursing. And eventually, he'll come out with a small pouch of 7 crystals, and he'll toss them to Toadstool.
So he's going to open up the pouch and look through and start... No. And he's going to hand it back. It's 1.
1 crystal.
Toadstool needs 1.
Well, pick your favorite.
Toadstool starts sifting through the bag, and he's going to find the biggest looking one.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to hold it out to just a blank, like to one of these nearby. And he's going to cast Chromatic Orb to make sure that it works. Targeted at the wall.
What damage type?
Oh, for Toadstool? 100% poison.
Okay. So you shoot a poison chromatic orb at a wall to see if it works?
Yeah. Does it work?
Yes, absolutely.
Sick. I'm going to smile at, at Radovan and walk away with my crystal.
Interesting. Well, I guess he's happy. Anyway, he will resume his work. Is there any other actions that you would like to take before calling it a night?
I think Grim is good.
All right. You all retire to the storage room on the left, trying your best to make it a bit more homey, pushing some more equal-leveled crates together to form elevated platforms to sleep on. Or if you don't care about that at all, you can just sleep on the floor like a mongrel. That is also an option. And you all eventually settle in for the night. Before any of you do have a chance to fall asleep, though, I want a perception check.
All of us?
Yes.
Oh. Oh, okay.
7.
7? Okay.
Hello?
Hello?
Cool, you can hear me. Did you want one from all of us or just one of us?
All of you.
Okay, cool.
I got 15.
15.
Yes.
I got a 9.
A 9.
Dirty
Ooh.
20.
30, 20.
Ooh. Oh.
Oh, stop.
Grim and Zeph hear really muffled, but also really intense discussion coming past the storage room door.
Can we make out who's talking?
You, with the Dirty 20, make out Radovan.
Ah.
And is there another? So it's a clearly conversation. Like there's someone else he's
Yes.
talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
You do not hear the other person. It's almost like he's talking to himself.
Hmm.
You can't make out the words right now because it's too muffled, but you do hear it.
That's... Interesting.
Grim's gonna kind of get up and walk over towards the door and just try and see if he can pick up any words coming through the door.
You're gonna walk towards the door?
Yep.
Alright, you give it a deeper listen. You still can't make it out. It doesn't sound like it's coming from the next room.
Grim's gonna shrug and look back at Zeph.
Uh,
I can't make it out.
I don't think I'll be able to either.
I'm sure if it concerns us, he'll let us know.
Maybe.
It gets louder. It sounds like almost an
Oh.
argument.
Enough. Yeah.
Should we check?
Um.
Eh.
Can one of us roll Arcana and see if it's like we know of any spells that like the ability to communicate with somebody else without anybody else hearing what the person is? Basically.
I guess not.
What?
It doesn't appear. Are you asking your party mates if they have a spell that'll allow them to listen in?
No. I was gonna roll like an Arcana or like an Intelligence check to see if I could think of any that I
If
know
you
of.
can think of it, you know. Yeah, you can go ahead and do that.
Which one? Arcana?
Arcana, yes.
That's 7. So no, I can't.
You can't think of anything, no.
No. You try though, but no.
Even with the shouting, is it still unclear what's being said?
As I said before, it's farther than away than right next to you in the other room. It's hard to make out. You can assume some words, but nothing to actually create context with the sentences.
Yeah, I guess Grim's gonna just open the door to the storage room and kind of poke his head out and just see if he sees anyone.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Grim's gonna poke his head out the door and kind of just look, see if he sees Rodovin anywhere.
You don't see him in the room at all.
Oh, wow.
Is the sound of the conversation, is it coming from like, with the door open, is it easier to pinpoint like where the conversation is coming from?
Yes,
Or is
the
it-
next door over.
Door over? Is it the one that we assume is Rodovin's room, or is it the?
Yes.
Grim's gonna close the door again and just sit back down.
Okay. When briefly you did have the door open, these are heavy doors. These are cellar doors.
Mhm.
So more sound came through when you did. And give me a perception check to see if you can catch at least a few clear words.
Just Grim?
Just Grim.
Okay.
12.
Well. It's hard to make out, but you definitely think Octus Ray has been mentioned more than once. Anybody
Alright.
else that wants to open the door and try and make out are welcome to.
Can I?
You may.
Do I have to
Yeah,
roll
I was about to say
anything
Toadstool's still knocked, so.
do I have to roll anything to open the door because it's so heavy?
No.
Okay.
However, the closer you are to the
so-
source of sound, the easier the DC will be and the more information you gather.
Okay.
Not this door, but the door that the sound is coming from.
Oh, okay. I might take like one step over the threshold.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll perception.
Yes.
Hold on, I'm gonna re-roll that if I'm doing. Nat 19.
A
so
natural
21.
19. Alright. You make out definitely Radovan, and he sounds furious to whoever he's talking to. Something along the lines of, do you seriously expect me to send them out there right now? They're not ready.
Huh. Okay. I'm gonna step back and close the door, and I'm gonna say, he thinks that we aren't ready to go to Octus Ray, I believe.
Isn't Noctis Raid just another city?
I don't think so. Oh. I mean, I haven't been there, but I know a little bit about it.
More than I do. I don't think I've never even heard of it until now.
Hmm.
I can't imagine a city would pose too much of a problem.
Well, it's not the city, it's who's in it. I don't know. How soon are we heading out anyway? Are we going to... I don't know how long it's gonna take for us to get there. Radovan might train us first, based on that.
Always do some more training. At least get more in tune with working with one another.
Yeah,
We've done pretty well so far, but there's always room for improvement.
that's true. And we don't know much about each other as well.
That is true. Well, I need to
So-
go get some things tomorrow anyway. Be happy to spend a few more days. At least another day here, at least.
That's a good point. I could use some more things to help.
Mm-hmm. Might as well get some rest then.
Good idea.
Alright. You all retire for the night. Though, it is not a restful night.
Ooh.
I will be doing these all in the same Discord. Nobody will be split off due to the time that it may take to do all of these. However, keep in mind that information that is not directly told to your character is information that your character cannot use. That is not to discourage any metagaming conversations to happen out of character. Stuff like that's always welcome, just not in character. But, without further ado, Quizier, you have a dream during your trance. Or I guess more so a vision than a dream. You find yourself at the center of a ginormous amphitheater with seats lining the entire span. It's a complete and total 360 of just marble columns and seats that keep elevating higher and higher up. Sitting in front of you, or more so lounging in front of you on one of the first front rows, is a beautiful figure with lustless, long blonde hair resting on the seat.
Husir is gonna approach the person that is sitting there in a manner that she is trying to not scare or to be disruptive.
Alright, as you get closer, you notice more details. They wear a billowy, tattered white robe. And looking at their face and looking at their arms, you can see patches of rot and only eye sockets, no eyes.
Are you okay? Are you wounded?
The sockets immediately snap towards you. You see no eyes staring at you, but you feel them. And in a very divine, echoey voice, you hear, "A dark evil is creeping in the world, and everyone is in danger. I am the Angel of Mercy, who was once the world's greatest protector, who was now nothing but a failure."
There must be a way to keep everyone safe. I believe. If I can help, I will.
You are one of the very few that still do believe, which is why you are here. I've seen what you have done, what you will do, and what you are doing. Your entire thread has already been sown, and so has your friends. There was once a time where one of us was able to read these tapestries, but this is now long lost knowledge. Despite all of this, I feel compelled to mayhaps return the others. It's a foolish thing, but I ask that you humor me. In return, I'll lend what little power I can still muster. But you must keep me a secret. If the Hound were to discover that I have made contact with someone, I would not be able to withstand another attack.
It shall be as you ask.
If someone does find out, someone who may have slightly different intentions than you were to discover this contact, I will cease to exist along with all of your power. Are you ready to commit to this bond?
I am ready.
Then you will have what little power I can still gather. By doing your actions, you will also increase my power, and in turn your power as well. This will not be the last meeting, but I will leave you with one last thing that I can give to you. I myself have been unable to read the tapestries, but I've had a long time to try and learn. And what I can tell for certain is I have seen one of you die in Octus Ray. And with that, the vision fades, and your slumber resumes. And I gotta say hello to which people because I just got raided by McLaren. How's everybody doing today?
Indeed.
God, we had a spicy moment.
What a change of pace! My God.
Wow.
Oh my god, I know.
With the fucking story whiplash that I just got. What the shit?
Oh my
Oh, my-
god.
My immersion has been broken.
One of you is going to die. Hi, Twitch people. Welcome.
God.
Sorry for breaking the immersion, but I also needed to break it for admin. Quizier, you are now fully level 2. Your HP will be level 2, and you have all of your abilities.
Hell yeah!
You get all the cool shit.
Now, we're not done.
Nope.
Let us switch tones. Well, not switch tones, but switch methods. Zeph, you have a dream. You find yourself somewhere you have no idea where is. You do not recognize it. You don't recognize anything here. You see the infinite expanse of an ocean coming from all directions. It is night, and there is a weird miasma covering the surface of the water. It's a sickly shade of purple, green, yellow. It makes you feel sick. What you are standing on is a decrepit piece of flotsam, about 30 feet in diameter. You are on the edge. On the other side of the flotsam, a person sits cross-legged in full heavy armor. I will drop what they look like in the Discord, as well as explain what they are doing there. Sitting cross-legged, they hold an instrument in their lap. It is not a common instrument. You may have seen it before, you may not have, but they are playing it. It is a kind of lyre, but they use a bow to play it. This, I'm going to send this into the Discord. It's what they look like. I will not be showing these photos on stream because I don't know about copyrights and I like being safe about that stuff. But that is what they
Alright.
look like. They're sitting cross-legged.
Okay.
And let me send you what the instrument looks like as well.
Okay.
And this
Oh. Nice.
is what you hear. Oh, that's the wrong button. But this should be the correct song.
Alright.
Yes, this is the only thing you hear. You don't even hear the ocean. And they're sitting there cross-legged. You're free to do what you wish.
I approach the figure, and I'm going to sit beside them the same way they are sitting, like cross-legged.
Beside them or in front of them?
Beside them.
Beside them. Okay. You can move your piece accordingly.
Oh. Hold on. Let me there then. Loading. Loading. I can't. On roll 20? Oh, yeah, now I see. Okay.
Yes.
Alright, I'm gonna move right here. There we go.
All right.
And I'm going to ask, what are you playing?
They do not respond.
Then I'm going to close my eyes and lean my head back and just listen.
All right. Give me
Ooh,
a
roll.
meditation check.
Oh, how do I? Is that just?
It's whatever wisdom score you deem appropriate.
Oh, okay. Insight is a wisdom score, right?
Yes.
Then I'll use my insight. And it's a d20?
It's a d20, yes.
Okay. That's a nat 20 plus 4.
A natural 20 plus 4. Very interesting. Okay. You sit there and you listen to the music. It's different. It's wrong. It doesn't sound like music. It almost sounds atonal, but you know it's not. And furthermore, what's worse is that you do not hear the water. You do not hear the woods creaking. The only thing you hear is what you are hearing right now. There is singing in this song, yes?
Yes.
The singing even comes from the lyre, not from them. And if your eyes close and you meditate, you let the sound carry you. You understand some things a bit more clearly. You learn about a force called Ki and what it may do to empower somebody. As well as you feel as you sit there, the rocking motion of the flotsam, letting your body relax. You feel joints loosen more and more. You begin to feel almost liquid. And with this, you feel like you can move much faster than you used to, dodge much quicker than you used to. Eventually, with your eyes closed, and with your deep med of trance, you see something with your eyes closed. You see a bright light very far away in the darkness. You hear whispers from many different languages. Some sounds you don't even know how to process, but you do make out what it is saying, almost like you can speak every single one of the languages. Over and over again, something is whispering to you. You do not belong. What do you do?
I move closer to the light.
You try to move closer to it. But every time you try, it seems to get farther away. this goes on for a very long time. You cannot seem to get any more closer to the light than what you already are. And the whispers get more intense.
I stop and I take a deep breath. Think about it. About what all of the voices.
Do you open your eyes?
Yes.
When you do, you are face to face with the source of the music, the person. They are staring at you. You do not see their eyes. And then eventually the music all goes quiet. Not a single sound can be heard. And she speaks. And she says, "You do not belong." And that statement reverberates throughout the entire ocean, causing ripples to infinitely expand outward. Roll for initiative.
Oh! Oh no! I am in danger. Wait, what's my initiative? 12.
12. You will go first.
All right. Let me check D&D Beyond. I have all my level 2 stuff now?
You do.
Okay. Yeah, I want to check on that because I didn't put that on my sheet yet.
Take your time.
But I have it on the D&D Beyond. So I figured. Oh. So I'm going to make an attack with my quarterstaff.
Alright.
I'm gonna roll for that. Oh, that's awful. Okay. 8? No.
An 8?
Yeah, no.
You miss.
Yeah,
Almost
I didn't
like
think that would...
they weren't even there. It goes straight through them.
Alright.
It is now their turn.
And I'm gonna... Oh, wait.
Oh, wait. Is your turn still? Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna use a key point to use patient events to take the dodge action as a bonus action.
Alright. So, I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I was getting the soundtrack up.
Yeah. I'm going to use patient defense. So I'm going to spend a key point to take the dodge action as a bonus action on my...
Alright. Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Alright. It is their turn. And they will make you have a Constitution saving throw.
Ah, fun. 13.
13. You fail.
Fuck. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that a con? It might be a wisdom. It's a wisdom. My bad.
It's a wisdom. Okay. Oh. That's somehow worse than my Constitution
I see.
bonus. But I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try and see what happens. Oh, that fell off the table. Nope. Also a 13.
Also a 13. You feel compelled to laugh.
Oh.
You cannot stop laughing.
Oh boy.
It is your turn.
So I'm guessing all my attacks are at disadvantage right now.
Let's see. You are prone and incapacitated.
Oh. So it takes an action to unprone yourself, right? But I can't do that because I'm under the influence of the spell, I think. Is that how that
Yes.
works? Okay. So what can I do?
Let's see. At the end of each of its turns and each time it takes damage, the target can make another wisdom saving throw.
Oh, okay. Alright.
So,
So can I
make
so I
wisdom
can
saving
that
throw.
saving-
yes.
I got a 9.
A 9. That is a failure.
Oh.
The assailant will draw a rapier
Ooh.
and will stab you while you're on the ground.
Ah.
It will be an advantage. A rapier, Cash. Shush.
Yes.
Does a 14 hit you?
Meets it, beats it.
Meets it, beats it. It's a good thing I rolled a 13, so it misses.
Oh. Okay.
Do they have second attack? They do not. It is your turn.
Oh! Alright, I'm gonna make a throw.
Mm-hmm.
Nat 19.
Nat
Plus
19. You break it.
Nice.
It is
Okay.
their turn again, and you are still prone.
Damn. Okay.
That's a natural 20.
Oh! Oh no. Okay.
Alright, so let me go ahead and get the appropriate damage out.
Oh no.
16 damage.
Okay. Okay.
Are you still up?
Yeah. I'm barely up, but I'm
Fantastic.
still up.
It is your turn.
Alright. I'm gonna make an attack.
Alright.
17.
17.
Yes.
You find a purchase, but what you find purchase on is nothing but a statue.
Oh my god.
The assailant has turned into solid stone. That is your action.
No, yep. It is.
Is there anything else you like to do on your turn?
punching it would be a good idea, so I'm not gonna do that.
All right. So that's the end of your turn.
Yes.
All right. On its turn, the statue crumbles into nothingness. There is nothing there.
Oh. Okay.
It's your turn.
It's my turn.
Yes.
Oh, that's not good. I'm gonna back away from the statue.
The-
Gonna move.
There is no statue.
I'm gonna back away from where the statue used to be.
All right.
Oh. And that's gonna be my action. I'm not
All
gonna
right.
do anything.
Where are you moving to?
Wait.
If you're backing away, you're right on that edge.
How many? Oh, I see. Sorry, I didn't pull that up. I'm gonna move this way. I'm gonna move right there.
All right. Do.
Oh.
What is your armor class? Like 14.
14.
How much
Like
HP
14.
do you have left?
2 HP.
Oh, okay. You back away from where the statue once was, confused and possibly terrified as to what is happening right now. As you back away, you find the end of a rapier piercing through your torso.
Oh. Ah.
With the last bit of breath you have left, you turn around, your head at least, and see the person standing behind you. You fall limp and return to your rest.
Okay.
Congratulations on being level 2.
Yes, congratulations are in order.
Yep.
God.
I'm gonna get my ambient music back on. And I could probably
I
end
was
that
not
looped song
expecting
playing.
That was something.
Yeah, it's something. And now, for the next one.
Hooray!
Toadstool.
Yes.
You don't have a dream,
Okay.
but you do
Feels
wake
odd for
up.
Toadstool. Oh. Okay.
Everyone
Um.
is asleep. Or some semblance of it.
Toadstool is going to immediately look at Grim and just see what's going on.
Grim is not conscious right now. You look around the room. You notice light pouring in from the other room. The door is open.
Toadstool's going to reach down.
I wouldn't do any
He's gonna-
actions right now. You're still seeing things.
Ah.
You see a silhouette of a figure being backlit by the lantern from the other room standing in the doorway. It is a pitch black silhouette of a scrawny humanoid. However, this humanoid appears to have antlers. The one thing that is not black about this silhouette is the pure white, broad smile that stretches too big for a human face to actually have, along with two pure white sockets where, once again, they are too big to be on a human face. It's unsettling. And it's staring at you.
Okay. Toadstool is going to reach down, and instead he's only going to grab one thing. His fingers are going to close around Platt, his familiar, and he's going to clutch Platt to his chest, and slowly with his feet just start scooting backwards until his back is against a wall, wide-eyed in terror, staring at this thing that's staring back at him.
It doesn't move an inch. It just stands there.
And Toadstool continues to cower.
Fantastic. And then after some time, one of its hands will move, fish into a coat pocket, and you hear the clacking of two pieces of metal.
Toadstool's going to flinch the second he moves.
And with the two pieces of metal in their hand, the thing tosses both of them towards you. And through what dim light that is in that room, you see the two objects tossed towards you. Two 20-sided dice. Both of them landing on 1. However, it is not the number 1, it is merely just 1 dot. And the two pieces of metal are pure white. So they look like eyeballs staring back at you.
I'm going to look back at the figure who threw the dice. Do I see anything different?
Unmoving.
Toasto's going to, his eyes are going to dart back to Grim, and then to his other party members, and then back to Plaid. And he's going to look up, and without taking his eyes off of the figure that's staring at him, he's going to very slowly creep forward, and he's just going to scoop up the dice.
When you do, the apparition absolutely cackles.
Toasto immediately drops them back on the floor and hurries back to his corner and picks up Plaid again.
It'll speak. A deal was a deal. I never said what I'd do after. And then, it dissipates into thin air.
Okay. Question.
Question?
What did the dice land on when I dropped them?
When you dropped them? I don't know. Roll and find out.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, Bouncy. Okay, yeah, I know exactly what they did. Woo!
I'm assuming I don't have to explain to you what these are.
No, I know exactly what these are. Do you want to know what I got? Or
What'd
do you
you
want me to keep
get?
that? I got a nat 20 and a 7.
You love to see it.
You'll love to see it.
Alright.
So Toadstool's going to, now that the figure is gone, he's going to wait another 5 minutes and just look at the dice on the 20 and the 7. And he's going to look back at the doorway. And once he feels just not scared enough, he's going to move back up and he's going to pick up the dice and he's going to look at them. And he's going to pocket them and put them in with his runestones.
Alright.
And then he's
After
going
a
to go and
while-
he's going to... Oh,
Yeah,
go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead. I was about to end it. Go.
All right. I was gonna say, once he has the dice, he's going to go back and he's gonna curl up on his bedroll, and he's just gonna start rocking back and forth, cradling Platt, saying, "A deal's a deal. A deal's a deal. A deal's a deal. A deal's a deal. A deal's a deal."
You have the compulsion to check your spellbook.
I do.
And when you do, you find a page that wasn't there before. Written
This
in
is going to
your
read
own...
it.
Yeah. Written in your own handwriting. You see what appears to be the beginning of a letter. However, only one sentence is there, the rest of the page is blank. And what it says is, if you are reading this, then I am gone, and hopefully so is my work. My only regret is I'll never see you again.
Oh man. Toadstool is going to flip to the back of the book, to one of the blank pages,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to tear one out,
Okay.
fold it 3 times. He's going to stick it right in that page.
Alright.
Got the book. And he's going to contemplate fearfully.
Okay. Eventually you will pass out. And restlessly spend the rest of the night in a shallow sleep.
Alright.
You are now level 2 as well. Grim.
Woo! Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You retire for the night.
Mhm.
However, your mind doesn't seem to want to. You have premonitions. You see armies in front of you, armies behind you. In a flash, you find yourself in the middle of an absolute slaughter. Carnage everywhere, ripping and tearing, people screaming. And what sounds like a very faint, dull scream gets considerably louder. Until the point where it's deafening. And you recognize that the screaming is your own. It is rage fuel, angry. A complete and total bloodlust. And you come to. All three of your compatriots are asleep. You look at them, they don't seem to be having very good sleep, but you feel compelled not to wake them.
Grim's gonna sit there, take a couple deep breaths, and just look at his hands, and then cast a quick glance over at the great axe laying on the floor next to him. He's just gonna just kind of shudder and try and essentially shut himself down, like try to forget what he just saw.
You turn and stare at the great axe. Part of the shiny metal sticks out of the sheath. And you see your reflection. eyes flickering from blue to red, constantly like a broken light bulb. You feel like it is best that you do not shut down, that you do not know what might happen if you do.
Okay. Grim's gonna just keep staring at his reflection, watching the change of the colors, and he's gonna start to panic a little bit. Not enough to like physically like anything changes, but his mind starts to race.
Mm-hmm. As it does, you think it's best to get some air.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm gonna get up as quietly as I can.
Mhm.
Make sure like all of the like the clothing's on, like the mask is on tight. He's gonna get up and start making his way up the ladder, like into the temple itself.
You enter the room next to you first, and you see Rodovin slumped over his workstation, awake, just merely twiddling something in his hands. And when the door opens, he looks over to you.
Grim is like Grim is trying to just like look at the ground and starts making his way towards the ladder that goes up to the cathedral or the temple.
Can't sleep
The
either,
same.
huh?
No, just need some fresh air. A lot of stuff's happened the past couple of days. Still trying to just get my mind wrapped around it.
Rodovin stands up and stretches. Yeah, I think I might need some air too. And follows behind you.
Question.
Yes.
The goggles that we got for killing the cockatrices,
Yes.
were the lenses see-through, or were they like the one-way?
They were one way.
One way?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Grim's gonna put those on as he makes his way out.
All right. You both make your way up the ladder and find yourselves in the ruined church above. It is very late into the night. You do not hear any nightlife whatsoever. And you both walk through the ruins. Do you initiate a conversation while you are doing that?
No, Grim has too much on his mind right now. He's just trying to think, purposely trying to keep his eyes away from, like, focused away from wherever Rodovin is, just in case.
All right. In that case, Rodovin will speak as he walks behind you. You do not see him unless you want to risk turning around.
Okay.
So, what found you in the quartermaster stockpile to begin with?
If I'm honest, I'm not quite sure. Just traveling with Toadstool.
The little one.
Hmm.
You travel with him or for him?
With.
With. And you have no
There's
goal
one-
in mind.
A goal? Just to survive. To try and make a life for myself and to help him with whatever he needs doing. He's the only person that I dare call a friend.
Just trying to survive. That's what anybody's ever trying to do. And that is precisely why we all exist. And why the coachmen exist. I don't know what it is about you four, but you're different. Incredibly so. Out of every single adventuring party that I took out onto a caravan guard, or even to clear out a infestation of some kind, none have done it like you all. And I think that's important. And that's valuable. And that if proper situations are not handled the right way, this could spell a really bad thing for people in the future.
What do you mean?
Exceptional people can only go two ways. They can be the hero, or they can be the villain. That is why I'm particularly worried that we must go to Octus Ray. There's a lot of bad things happening there. A lot
Like
of which
what?
I don't think you all are ready to handle.
It's just another city. What
No,
could possibly
it's
be
not.
there?
It's the biggest city. It's the most powerful one. It is the one that is not kept in check by anything but themselves. Infrastructure has long been gone. There is no law and order that can be enforced by higher powers. They're all gone. So it's up to the rest of us to salvage what we can and to make the best out of it, to survive. However, people in the wrong places of power tend to make survival a very hard thing for the people around them. And that is Octus Ray's biggest issue. It's a big issue, not something that I feel like for, albeit exceptional, but inexperienced people can handle.
Then why now?
It's not my call.
And whose is it?
Someone with more authority than me among the coachmen. They feel it is best to probe Octus Ray and see just exactly what is happening there. In all honesty, it's a suicide mission for you four, because they don't see you as valuable.
The city or the coachman? Or both?
Both. That is why, if we had more time, if perhaps we could have taken this a different way, I could have helped mold this exceptionality you all four possess into something that might actually be worth something, but instead, we have to deal with this. So there's going to be a few changes to plans. I don't know exactly how well it's going to go. However, you seem to be the most powerful one among the four. I don't know what it is, but there is something scary from you. I can feel it. Consequently, you're the one I'm worried about the most. You're the one I feel like I need to keep in check the most.
Grim's gonna chuckle. Can I tell if his eyes are still? Are Grim's eyes still flashing, or
You
are
can't
they?
tell.
You tell. Hmm. I'm honest. I find it hard myself to keep myself in check sometimes, but it's the burden I bear. Something I hope to be able to come to terms with. Traveling with toadstools certainly helped, but I'm not sure if I'll ever be able to control. Just have to make the best use of it that I can.
The best use of it that you can. That is important to keep in mind because there are some moments in reality where to be reckless and to let it out is necessary. And this is perfectly fine. Something evil may happen, but that is just how it is. It will only increase your suffering to be reckless. However, some solutions will only be answerable by being reckless. To what you have to come to terms with is not what you do yourself, but exactly what your place is in this world and how the events that you may put forward or someone else out of your power may put forward. That is what you need to focus on, and you need to remember that it is necessary to have a bit of both. If you find yourself in a combat that you know you can't get out of unless you operate recklessly, then sometimes you just have to do it and increase the suffering in the world a little bit to get the objective done. You need to be alert of this. You need to understand this. You need to have a sense about it.
So, question.
Mhm.
The premonition that Grim had with being surrounded by war and blood and everything, does he remember seeing that, or is that something
No,
that he doesn't know?
does not understand.
Okay.
Rodovin goes
Grim,
silent.
Grim's just gonna kind of sigh and look over at Rodovin and just those goggles that you wear, not the ones you gave us. The ones that belong to, I believe you called them a Warforged. What do you know about them?
The Warforged are a fantasy tale that parents tell their children in order to keep them in the house and out of the woods at night. At this point, they're more myth than anything else. Few and far in between people will actually believe what they see could possibly be a Warforged. However, there are a select few people, many, in the Coachman who have seen Warforged. They're still around. They're very rare. But some still walk. Where they come from, what they do, it's hard to tell. We evacuate any village before one even gets close. All we know is that they have been around for longer than the gods have been dead. Longer than any recorded history that we have right now. The coachman keep tabs on any sightings.
Are you one of those that keeps an tack on the sightings? Have you seen one? Take the goggles.
I saw what was left of one. Given up to nature. Completely immobile. Moss, plants, small flowers and the likes growing from it. I took its eyes and made goggles out of them because, as a kid, I very much enjoyed those stories. As for my responsibility with the coachman, my responsibility is not exactly the Warforged, but things that are lesser known. Want to stay lesser known. Anything that tries to hide their identity among the rest in order to infiltrate the world where people try to survive in. A more broad term, my division of the coachmen operates in extermination of monstrosities. Like those cockatrices before.
Mm-hmm.
Things not natural. Things created by people more powerful than the rest. If Warforged were still as common enough as they were, I suppose they would fall under my division, but as of right now, the sightings are few and far in between. The only one we've been able to track so far is one that seems to be making rounds in the Biting Weld. No casualties, we usually have a full team evacuating the villages, charting its path. We don't see it, but we definitely hear it.
So clearly you know that they're not fantasy.
Yes.
You said you know of one. It's never been sighted?
No, it's too dangerous to get close. We don't know what it is. It could just be somebody parading as one to scare up the villages. We don't even know if it's real.
Has it... You said that you evacuate the towns. But surely, how did you hear of it to begin with?
Because we heard it. Thunderous stomping through the forests. Like metal grinding on metal. Occasionally there's a voice. We can't tell what it's saying. It doesn't even sound like a natural voice. It sounds like it's coming from a metal box. Echoing. But it's in the forest, so how can that be?
So when are we off to Octus Ray then?
We'll be off tomorrow. Directly to Octus Ray? I don't know. What I would like to do, and if I can get away with it, is to keep you all out of Octus Ray long enough to perhaps gain enough experience for you all to actually last during this operation. What's going to happen is I'm going to take you all to the border of Octus Ray, and I'm going to head straight to the city to put some roots down, to establish a base of operations and to get some semblance of something going. You all will be skirting around the border and meeting an associate of mine who is not affiliated with the Coachman. You will do a job or two for him, and eventually I'll contact you all.
I assume you'll let us know who we're looking for tomorrow.
You can't miss him.
Fair enough.
And with
I
that,
don't-
yep, go.
I don't know a lot about you, Radovan, but for what it's worth, I do appreciate, and he's gonna kind of gesture his arm around all of this. It's a sense
I
of
wouldn't be
belonging.
thinking of me
that I
too
have
soon.
there.
I wouldn't be thinking me too soon. The future is something we can never possess, and the only thing we can do with it is to assume. However, assumptions only get you a fraction of what you see. I could be your doom.
Perhaps
with
that's for the
that,
best.
He is going to walk out of the ruins into the city.
Grim's gonna sit in the ruins for a little bit longer, take off the reflective glasses and pull out his dagger to check his eyes to see if they're still going crazy or not.
They are no longer flickering. They are the original blue color they once were.
Then he'll sheath his dagger and make his way back down to the others and go back to where he was originally sitting.
Alright, you sit there and you think about the words Radovan said. About when to act recklessly and when to sense when you need to. You are now level 2. Congratulations, the Yacht Company. All of you have leveled up.
Woo! Level
How
2!
exciting!
This is sick, man. That was awesome. That's the best level up
Mhm.
I've ever done. Jesus.
Oh yeah.
Cool. I love that.
How much
Oh,
time
man.
is left? We have a half hour. So we will keep going until that time is expended.
Only a half hour?
2-hour sessions.
Oh, that's new. I don't remember that. Cool. Okay, cool. Never mind.
Pretty sure it's always been 2 hours.
Really? I thought it was 4.
I don't know, I'd be stupid.
Yeah.
I'm really bad at math, but
I'm
anyway, I only
broken.
have enough content to give you a half hour anyway. So,
It's fine. Now, you do what you gotta do.
Hmm.
all of you wake up from your very restless nights in Radovin's storage room. You
Okay.
all may take the floor together once more.
Toadstool, once he wakes up, is going to immediately start searching through his bag. And he's going to try and find his spellbook and flip back to the page that he marked and read it again.
It says
And
the
then he's
same
going
thing.
to go. It says the same thing. And he's going to start wrestling through his bag and pull out the 2 dice. Are they still there?
They are still there.
He's just going to stare at them for a bit.
In a better
then-
light, they appear to be made out of a substance you don't know, but it is a milky white with black dots indicating the value on each side.
Ooh. I'm going to start by taking them. Grim is within sight, yes?
Mhm.
I am going to move immediately to Grim. Damn.
Yeah.
Did Toadstool have visitor last night? Antlerman, did you see Antlerman?
Handlerman.
I'm going to show him the dice. I'm going to hold them out to him in my cupped hands and be like, antlers.
I've never seen him before. No one came in here last night.
Kind of downcast, Toadstool's going to just drop them back into his bag. And he's going to say, Toadstool feels good things for today.
Hmm.
But Toadstool is scared.
Of what?
Antlers.
Hmm.
And big smiles. And then Toadstool is going to walk back over to his corner.
Alright. Eventually, you all will walk into the next room. Rodovin will be there tinkering, as usual, doing some maintenance on some brass parts that you all cannot discern the origin of.
Toadstool is going to immediately move up, like, right into his space and put the dice on the table.
Well, good morning to you too, little man.
Do you know Antlerman?
Do I know Antler Man? What is he talking about? And he'll look over to the other members of the party.
He mentioned it when he got up.
Toadstool had a visitor last night. And he starts, like nodding his head vigorously, but he looks terrified.
A visitor. Someone was here. Impossible.
That's what I tried telling him.
Toadstool kind of like looks off to the side and starts muttering again as he starts like twiddling his thumbs and messing with his wand, and he says, "A deal's a deal, 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 a deal." And he starts like walking off into a different direction, leaving the rest of the party to do whatever they're gonna do.
I should correct you. He didn't say a deal is a deal. He said a deal was a deal.
Ah. Gotcha. Good to know. I'll write that down.
Is he... I'm sure he's okay. Anyway, we will be not setting off for Octus Ray today. I will be setting off to Octus Ray proper in order to establish basic operations to get the ball rolling a little bit more before the full plan becomes an action. I'm going to be taking you all, or escorting you all, towards the border and then leaving you. You all will be making your way to a small village on the outside of the Biting Weld and Octus Ray. You'll be meeting an associate of mine there and doing some jobs for him. He will, of course, pay you.
What's the name of the village?
The village name is Durnatel.
We're setting off right away.
If you all have anything you need to settle in Pars Crossing before we go, you may do it. We will be leaving at noon.
Grim's gonna look at Zeph and Quazir and go, I need to go purchase some stuff.
I'll
I'll be
come
back.
too.
Alright, is the whole party
I
going
said
shopping?
that I-
Yeah, the
Oh,
second that
okay.
Toadstool like notices that Grim is making for the door, he's gonna pull his goggles down over his eyes and he's gonna walk after Grim.
Alright, so where is Grim leading the party to go shopping?
Grim is going to make his way towards. I don't know what store it would. I guess he's gonna go to like a general store of sorts.
All right.
He doesn't, because I don't know. I don't think there'd be a specific store for what I'm looking for.
Perfectly fine.
All right.
Let's see what store you find. Give me an investigation check.
Investigation.
Yes.
10.
10. Okie dokie. You find a general trading store. It is a two-story timber and brick building with several stained glass windows. And as you go inside, you see that the shelves are a very fancy elf wrought engraving. A collection of maps decorate the walls.
Is there do I see the shopkeeper?
Yes, yes. And above the shopkeeper, you see a plaque that states the store's names. Joffrey's Magical Oddities. And below the sign, you see who you presume to be Joffrey. A very large, rotund, bald man with a bushy red mustache and bushy red eyebrows. And a bright red nose. And he appears to be happily staring at you all as you walk in.
I take it you're Geoffrey.
Yes, yes, Joffrey's my name and magical oddities are my game. What can I help you with?
I'm afraid I'm not looking for anything magical, but perhaps you can point me in the direction of where I could purchase some a disguise kit.
A disguise
Or
kit, you say?
Costumes, makeup, whole deal.
Well, if you're looking for non-magical means of disguise, we do sell other non-magical items, he says with air quotes. However, all items in their own right can be magical if you put enough context into them, which is how this store operates. If you wish to peruse perhaps maybe some of the more thespian-like clothing, some more of the accessories and sorts of makeups and of that nature, it'll be over in that section over there. However, if you're looking for magical ways to disguise yourself, we also have those. They're going to be in the section 2 lefts and 3 rights from that section going southward. It's a fairly big store.
Alright. Grim's gonna nod in thanks and make his way over to the non-magical stuff first.
Alright.
Could he put together a reasonably decent disguise kit? And stuff on the
Absolutely.
table?
You can definitely get a disguise kit from all the items there.
Then he's gonna go look at the magical items to see if there's anything that catches his eye.
In that area, you see a couple of hats, a bracelet, and a wand.
What does the bracelet have a tag or anything that describes what it does or what it is?
No.
No?
By the way, a disguise kit is 25 gold and weighs 3 pounds.
The regular?
The regular
thing?
disguise kit.
Wait, are we tracking encumbrance?
No. Maybe.
Oh, thank God.
I haven't thought. I
Okay.
haven't solidified that yet. I'll get back to you
Well,
about
once you
that
make your
one soon.
decision, let me know, Bouncy. That would be good to know.
Yeah, that'd probably be good to know. And until
'Cause
then,
I am
operate under
weak.
no encumbrance.
Okay, sick.
Well, if the regular disguise kit costs 25 gold, Grim's gonna go with that.
Yes, that'd probably be the cheapest way to go.
Mm-hmm.
All
Yeah, so
right.
he'll put together his kit and walk over to Joffrey and set everything down.
All right. He's gonna take inventory of all that you took. It says. Now, I'm not usually one to question the people who purchase things in my store, but that's actually a complete and total lie. I love questioning why people will buy things in my store now. Why does a rather noticeable person like you walk in here and ask for a disguise kit?
For exactly the same reason you just mentioned. I'm pretty noticeable.
Yes, though I doubt the disguise kit could do very much about your height. If you do try to pass off as something else than what you are, I do recommend perhaps the magical means, but though I understand budgets can be rather small, so this is the best you can do. This is probably the best you can do. However, please do come back if you want to solve that height issue.
Yeah. So, yeah, Grim will pay for the 25 gold pieces for the disguise kit.
All right.
He actually only has 25 gold pieces to his name, so this is perfect.
Perfect. And so
Alright.
you now have a disguise kit.
So bouncy.
Yes.
So we sort of established a pattern of Toadstool sort of shadowing Grim throughout. And when you said something about a wand, my ears perked up a little bit.
Yeah.
So Toadstool is going to go and hover by the wand. And he's gonna like pull out his and look between it and the one inside of the case and like try and notice any differences.
Oh, there are plenty
And
of
like figure out
differences.
what's going on.
I imagine your wand is a rather crudely made construction from the Fetid Wilds, yes?
Oh, it's real ugly. It's just gnarled, bent, nasty wood. It looks like it's about as old as this town, this country even.
Mm-hmm. This one
And
is
that
rather
can-
a nice one. It's polished, it's made of yew wood, and it is rounded off on both ends.
Does it have a label?
It has an engraving.
What does the engraving say?
It's not what it says, it's what it is. It is on the bottom of the wand a small engraving of a door. The door is smiling.
A smiling door.
Yes.
I would like to take a moment to do two things at once. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cast Detect Magic on myself.
Okay.
And when I do that, I'm going to focus on two things primarily. A, the wand,
Uh-huh.
and B, my dice. Do I learn anything?
The wand is most certainly magical. It tells you
Do I
the
know what
school.
school?
Yes, I am getting to that. I need to find it myself. I think it's... I think I know what it is. Let me find the spell really quick. The wand comes up as transmutation.
Ooh.
The dice come up as divination.
Called that. Yeah. Cool beans. Does the wand have a price tag?
No, actually, it doesn't even seem to really belong with the rest. It kind of seems like it was just set there.
Toadstool is going. It's inside of a display case, or is it like open air?
It's open air.
Oh, well, Toadstool is going to grab it and walk over to where Grim was talking to the guy and put it on the counter and say, "What is this?"
Oh yes, that. Oh, that is a lovely, lovely tool that I actually frequently use. It is a wand of smiles. It mends doors.
Toadstool is just gonna like narrow his eyes because he doesn't know what any of that means.
I see you're not understanding me. Well, here, maybe you're a visual learner. You, Mr. Big Person.
Hmm.
Could you please kick down my door?
Sure. Is that Grim? I guess Grim's gonna walk over to the door that he's gesturing to, and he's gonna try and kick it down.
Alright. We don't even have to roll for it. The door flies off the hinges, busted. And see, this is why this wand is great. And he flicks it over to the door and completely repairs.
Oh.
See? You know, rough and rowdy adventurers always come into these shops looking for stuff, and some of them have pretty bad attitudes when they figure out the price that you're trying to have. They seem to throw a fit as they leave. This comes in handy whenever, they, get a bit too rowdy.
How much?
Oh, they're relatively easy to make. 20 gold.
Tolsto starts fishing through his pouch and sees that he only has 17 copper. So he's going to walk over towards the door and he's going to kick it like Grim just did, but like at most it just swings open and he walks out. Because he has a -2 to strength. It probably doesn't even do anything, so he has to like jump up and grab the latch.
Wait. As Toadstool hits it, can Grim from over his head, seeing him kick it, punch the door to make a louder noise?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna say Toadstool doesn't even notice. He's too focused on being quote unquote upset about the price of the wand and leaves.
Oh, please come again.
Grim's gonna start chuckling and not thank Joffrey before following Toadstool out.
Do the other two members of the party want to do any shopping here? Oof, that's a bit staticky.
What does the shopkeep have in terms of like martial weapons?
Martial
Simple
weapons.
weapons.
Simple weapons
Yeah.
are... Wait, or both of them?
Both of them.
You see... Not much. You see a shield, some shackles, and a sword.
What kind of sword is it?
Short sword.
Okay. How much is that short sword?
There is a price tag on it. It is...
Alright.
150 gold.
Okay. Maybe not. Alright. Oh. Is it like a magic short sword?
Label reads Sword of Vengeance. From the secret vaults of
Ah.
Ulfang the
God.
Black.
Dang, alright.
What does it do?
You know what?
If memory serves, it's pretty nasty.
Give me an Arcana roll.
Oh, I'm shit at Arcana, but I'm gonna do it. Oh, okay. 5.
5. You don't know what it does, but it sounds cool.
Low intelligence is
That
best intelligence.
I'm high wisdom. I'm low intelligence. I'm high wisdom.
But yeah, that is the Sword of Vengeance.
I'll think about it, but I'm good for now.
Alright. Anything else? There is approximately 8 minutes left in the session. You all need to stall for time.
Well, when Grim walks out after Toadstool, he just kind of sees Toadstool sitting down outside of the shop, eyeing his wand disgustedly.
What's wrong with your wand?
Old.
So?
Could do more. Toadstool's wand could do more. I would
Mhm.
like it to do more. Toadstool would like more.
You think because it's old, can't?
He just kind of throws his arms up in the air and says, "Ah," and starts kicking the dirt and says, Toadstool's wand was good until today. But now, Toadstool's wand, not so good.
Because you saw the other one?
Mm-hmm. Toadstool just kind of sighs and his shoulders sag and he tucks the wand back in his pocket. He pulls out the dice again and looks at them. He's like, and you have never seen. And holds them out to Grim again.
Has Grim ever seen these dice before?
No.
No.
Ah. He puts them back in his pocket and says, many things for Toadstool to think of.
Take it you had an eventful dream.
Was no dream. Toadstool had visitor. Toadstool knows it was visitor. A deal was a deal.
A deal was a deal.
Aye. Toadstool does not know what this means. But a deal was a deal. Or so Enverman says.
You just keep saying Antler Man. Is he the
Yes.
visitor?
Aye. Antlerman was visitor. Toadstool does not know Antlerman, but he knows Toadstool.
Grim's gonna kind of kneel down a little bit and place his hand on Toadstool's shoulder and be like, buddy, no one came into the room last night. I should know. I don't sleep. I think you just had a bad dream.
Toadstool thinks you are wrong. Toadstool saw you. You were unresponsive when Antlerman was there.
I can go unresponsive, but I still keep an eye on everything. You should know this
Toadstool
better
had
than anyone.
Toadstool does know better. Toadstool had visitor. And he just like kind of stares directly into your eyes. But you can't really tell because he's still wearing his reflective goggles. You just kind of like see yourself being reflected from him.
Try not to let it bother you too much. I'm sure we'll figure out more. Maybe find out who this visitor is.
Toadstool would like to know Antlerman. To know more. Ah! And he's gonna pull out his spell book. And he's gonna show it to Grim. And it's written in Gnomish, correct?
Yes.
So he's going to show the Gnomish script at the end that has the letter to Toadstool, or so he thinks. And he's going to show it to Grim and ask, do you understand?
Grim doesn't know Gnomish. He's gonna look at it and like try and figure it out. Eventually, he's just gonna shrug.
Toadstool just shuts the book and tucks it back in his bag and says, well, all with time.
You as he shuts it, Grim's like, "What does it say? Is it a spell?"
Toadstool flips it open and gets back to that page, and he kind of like pulls out the bookmark. For a second, he says, "If you are reading this, I'm already gone, and hopefully so is my work. My only regret is that I'll never see you again." Toadstool does not understand.
Did you not write it?
Toadstool does not remember. Toadstool has never seen this before. It is new to Toadstool.
The spell book is full of like the spells in it were written by Toadstool, right? Like
It's Toadstool's handwriting.
yeah, is the letter or whatever, is it in Toadstool's handwriting or is it a different style?
It is, isn't it, Bouncy?
It's the same exact handwriting as everything else in the book.
Yep.
And you don't remember writing it?
Toadstool just shakes his head.
Things keep getting stranger. But I'm sure whatever happens, we'll make it through.
When Grim says that, a statement runs through your mind again, Vizier. One of you will die in Octus Ray.
I don't feel so secure about this mission or whatever we are gonna about to do.
You know, Toadstool feels good this day. And he's going to turn around, he's going to walk into the store, and he says, "I would like you to give me this wand." And he's going to use his portent for the natural 20 with persuasion.
Before you
If
do
you
that,
will let me.
pause that. You do leave, but that question was still posed to the rest of the party, so if the other two want to engage in that conversation, go right ahead, and then we'll do the Toadstool thing after.
What question was posed? What?
Quizier stated that
Oh,
they have pretty bad feelings about this mission.
what do you mean?
It's just like, how may I say it? I feel like that if Coachman is worried that we might not be able to do it, there might be a reason behind it.
We've done pretty well so far.
I mean, what choice do we really have? The order came from a higher up. We can't really disobey it.
Well, if you want to get technical with it, we could just leave. But honestly, I like working with Rodovin.
That's a good point.
Too.
He hasn't done anything to us yet, so for now, I trust him.
Likewise. Quizier?
You are right that we've been able to handle what has been thrown at us, but I will trust in our ability, but I cannot shake off the feeling that something bad might happen.
Well, if something bad happens, we'll take care of it. We're a team, after all. And then Grim's gonna walk back into the shop and watch Toadstool try and haggle with the shopkeeper.
You just watch Toadstool kind of standing at the counter with the wand in hand and like dumping out his coin purse with 17 copper on the counter and say, "I would like this wand, please."
that is not the price of the wand, my good sir.
But this is all I have. And Toadstool is going to go ahead and try and make a persuasion check with his portent, if you'll let him.
By all means, use your portent.
He pulls out a natural 20.
All right. Before anything happens, Toadstool, your head spikes in pain. And you are
Little man just
immediately-
collapses.
No, you do not. You find yourself somewhere different. You're floating on water, staring at the night sky. You can't breathe. You can't move. You feel claustrophobic, like you just need to get some kind of movement, some kind of breath of air, but you can't.
Question.
Are
Are there stars?
This starry sky is completely
He's
out.
terrified. He is paralyzed with fear.
And eventually you sink deeper and deeper into the water, and the stars obscure even more. And eventually, the only thing you see are two pearly white dice, both on one, staring at you. And then you shake it off and you realize you're back at the counter. And Joffrey kind of strokes his mustache. Alright, fine. Only because I like you. Now, take it and get out.
Toadstool immediately forgets his whole vision and the whole mind pain thing, and a grin just creases his face, and he grabs the wand and he looks at it and he smiles and he nods at the guy and then runs out the door with his new wand in hand. He is a very happy fella.
Brim's gonna stand there very confused as to what he just saw happen and follow Toadstool out.
What you saw was just a rather long pause from Toadstool. Nothing more, nothing less.
He's more so shocked the shopkeeper just gave away the wand. He's a bit
17
confused
copper.
about
It was a fair trade.
it.
It was a decent deal for 17 copper.
Wait, is
Oh my
it the one
God.
that it's the one that repaired the door, right?
It fixes doors. That is the only
It's
thing
the only thing
it
it does, though.
It fixes
Oh, I
doors.
love that.
It's
Totally
called the
worth it.
Wand of Smiles.
Totally worth it, man.
Reference page, Xanathar's Guide to Everything 140.
Oh, sick. I'll write that down because I have
So-
Xanathar.
So what you're saying is Grim can now barge through every single door he wants to, and Toadstool can just follow in behind and fix.
Absolutely.
Grim can make his grand entrances now, slam the door
I love
open and
that.
Slam
be
it off
right-
its hinges.
I'll be right back in 2 seconds. Give me 1 second.
Alright, well, we're gonna close, so. That was today's session.
Wow.
awesome.
That was
I hope
great.
you all enjoyed leveling up and having
Mhm.
your head hurt from the sheer amount of lore that I've dumped on you all.
Well,
Hooray, lore.
it's lore that we know, but our characters don't know.
Yeah.
Which
Our characters don't know.
I kind of like that though.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, I feel like the format of this this session had to have been all of you together experiencing the same things. Otherwise, it would have been very incredibly boring for people waiting for their turn to have their level up. So,
Mhm.
I opted for this. There's lots of things that individual characters now know about the world that the other ones don't. Some things need to figure out. Some things they probably needed to experience, and some things they probably should avoid experiencing due to the omens and prophecies of some higher beings. But that is how it goes.
Eh.
I am back.
Thank you all so much for playing today. Thank you everybody for watching this. I feel incredibly bad because I could not address McLaren and the Raiders as best as I could. Though if any of those Raiders are still here, thank you all so much. Send McLaren my regards if you all know him or are part of his Discord. absolutely thank him for me. And thank you all for being here. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for watching the VOD and everything like that. We're going to go ahead and conclude the stream. Have a good one, everybody on the chat side. I hope you have a good one.